Hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here. So I have another airsoft gun to do a video on. So this is my personal gun, and it's the first one I've built in probably 2 years or so. So I stopped playing airsoft for a couple of reasons, and I ended up my money is better spent towards firearms. Let's just put it that way. They hold their value better, and they're real. They're not toy guns. I have always wanted a G36. When I was like 16 years old, I had a G36, and I ended up like trading off for something. I don't remember where it went to, but I regretted it ever since then. G36s are freaking awesome, and they're one of my favorite guns. Probably my most favorite H&K gun, and then the MP5 is a close second, but probably my first favorite. So I purchased a ARES G36C broken, like a boneyard, on Evike. I think I spent, I want to say it was like around 150. This was like 2 years ago. So around 150 bucks, I bought a broken G36. Did a couple of things. I shot it in my backyard like 1,000, 2,000 rounds, and then the MOSFET fried. The MOSFET is proprietary, so I said, screw it. I'm just going to HPA it and be done with it. I set it in a box, and basically it just collected dust for 2 years. So for magazines, I bought 2 of the Matrix magazines off of Evike, and they are utter garbage. So at least one of these, well, one of them broke the tab on the magazine that connects. And then I don't know if it's this one or the other one that I have, because I bought 2. I didn't mark it, but when you load the BBs in here, they literally just shoot out. Like, you take the speed loader, you load them, and then like if you shake it, it'll just spew all the BBs out. So these are utter garbage. Do not buy the Matrix magazines. Back in the day, I had the Mag brand magazines. They worked really well. Couldn't find any of those. I don't know if they're made anymore. But I do have 3 of the, I think they're 120 round mid caps from EPS. I believe they're EPS. I could be wrong. They're like the most expensive G36 magazines you can get, and I've heard really good things about them. They're pretty much top tier, much better than these pieces of crap, and they're modeled after the Magpul version. I also have 3 of these magazines. They are the also modeled after the Magpul version. These are Matrix. I think they're Matrix, but they're flash mags. So you got the pull cord, and these work really well. So I've tested these out in this gun. That's what I shot this gun with, and they work very, very well. So I'm very impressed with these. They're 15 bucks on Evike. Very, very good price. If you have a G36, get these, especially for open plays with the high caps. So onto the gun. It is an ARES. If I did not already say, it is an ARES G36. These have not been made for about 2 years. Even back when I bought it, they were discontinued. I think they may make one of the longer versions still, but they might have discontinued them all. And honestly, it's kind of hard to find the Echo 1 and JG G36s as well. It's kind of surprising, but doesn't surprise with COVID and just all of the shipping prices going just skyrocketing. Like, a shipping container costs like 5 times as much as it used to. All this hyperinflation and all that trash. I have not been able to find like any US sellers in stock for G36s for JG, because I just looked. But we'll start from the back. So it is a typical G36 stock. It does fold, so you push it in. It does latch on the other side very, very positively. I can hold the whole weight of the gun. It's a very compact size. Basically, this is for in airsoft. You could use it when you go into a building if you want, just point shoot, but mainly it's for storage. You can put it in a small bag and take it to the range. You kind of push up and then fold it out, and it locks into place. That is polymer. The whole body is polymer, but the ARES does very good quality. This is higher quality than the JG and Echo 1 for sure. It is incredible. It's kind of comparable to the KWA G36, which is actually a really good gun. I typically don't like KWA, but that one is one of the best G36s out there. And the receiver is similar to this. The grip here is built into the lower portion, which actually kind of just slides up. And then this part is a separate piece. When you pop this pin out, the mag well kind of basically comes out. It just pivots out. I do use the regular hose with the regular fitting on here. The selector switch is ambi, and it doesn't click into place too well, and that's mainly just because it's different than what the AEG gearbox was. When I did the conversion, the selector switch just doesn't click as well. Also, the original MOSFET had semi, 2-round burst, and full auto. This one is just semi and full auto. Again, the whole receiver's plastic, polymer. It's a really nice polymer. This front pin here holds the handguard on. I did take the rails off because I like it nice and smooth. I don't need any rails for this. I don't plan on putting a grip or a flashlight or any of that crap. Well, okay, so I may put a flashlight when I go play indoor. I may put the rail over here, the flashlight on there, play indoor. Now, the G36 barrel, the C is the Commando. It's the shortest version. It's about 8-9 inches on the barrel. It does have the 4-prong flash hider on there. I did paint it black. Also, this charging handle is really dope. So it goes both sides, so it's ambidextrous. You can grab it from either side. The magazine catch is in the middle, so it is ambi. Now, the magazines do fall free, at least these fall free. Just as you saw there, let me hit it with the other like that. These do not, so I just don't recommend these. Don't get them. They're trash. Now, when I pop the pin out of the handguard, I will show you what's in here. So when I pull it off, we've got the Polarstar FCU, so it was very easy to route out front. The version 3 version was kind of already set up for that, but you can also wrap it around the side of the gearbox and go out the buffer tube, which I did with my F2AK. But with this, it just goes out front, standard Polarstar F2 FCU. In the internals, we do have the Polarstar F2. You can see on the very back, the red there is the F2 engine. And as you can see, when I pull the mag well off, you can see the F2 nozzle. This is the number, I forget what number it is, but it is the ARES G36 nozzle. Now, the optic that I have on here is mainly for looks, but it is a RMR clone. It is a Trigicon RMR copy. They're made in China. This one is the color gray, and it's pretty much just for looks. I took off the standard sights. Wanted to put a micro red dot because that is perfect for a small gun like this. Now, this is mainly an outdoor gun. I didn't specifically build this for indoor, but this thing is like 3 to 4 pounds. It is stupid light. So this, and it's short, so this is good for indoor. The FPS is also good for indoor. Now, the F2 is they say you can go up to 145 PSI, where normal other systems are 120. Now, I don't know if I quite believe that, but since the F2 comes with a low-flow poppet and kind of a thinner bore nozzle, it needs higher PSI to function. I also forgot the trigger, so I did get a speed trigger for the G36. It's the version 3, so it does, and it is for the G36 specifically. I did shorten the trigger pull, so safety does not work. So in semi, it's not too short. That's the full pull. You can see it fires there and has a little bit more play behind it, but not a whole lot. You'll see I can shoot it pretty fast still, and then full auto is all the way down. I do have the full auto set for 30 rounds a second, so it's nothing crazy. Most fields shouldn't cry, most people shouldn't cry and moan about it because it's 30 RPS, and I'm running 1.5 with a 0.3. That is the highest I will run, really, seriously. Personally, I am really happy with the performance. I didn't have a whole lot of air left, but I did shoot it, and it was easily getting 200 feet with 0.3s. And that's very impressive for such a small gun. So, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the shooting footage of this gun. So after doing a bunch of testing, I shot a tank and a half tuning this thing. I found that it seems to want, depending on the magazine, the mid caps tend to do better on DN6, and let's just put it this way, the flash mags do not feed on DN6, and then it seems like when the DN is higher, it'll double feed with these magazines. I'm going to do a little bit more testing and see if the mid caps will work on DN10. But with the DN being on 6 with the mid caps, that means I could run higher rate of fire, the trigger response is better, etc. So I'm just going to shoot, I have the DN on 10, I'm going to shoot the flash mags first. So I can spam it basically to no end. It is very cold out here, about 30 degrees, so my fingers are a little cold, so I probably can't shoot as fast as I normally could. Still really fast. So now I'm going to show you at range like I've been doing with a couple of my videos. This is still with the high cap and 0.3s on the higher DN setting. It is overhot, maybe a little too much. Might need to lower that. Let's try some full auto. That's got some pretty good range to it, to be honest. So when I take the DN down to 6, that issue goes away. And then it just dumps through it. So here's another one on DN6. See, perfect. So that's pretty weird, pretty unfortunate that I have to have the settings different. I think I've shot enough out here. I'm gonna do some filming for Instagram. I'm gonna post this on Instagram. So if you want to watch that, I'll put my Instagram tag in the description of this video. I'm just gonna upload a video there shooting this